Hello there everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we're checking out the brand new Fenix A320 update that came out yesterday, and it should fix a lot of the things that were wrong with the airplane, mainly quality of life stuff, but it also improved the landing physics, which I was very frustrated about at first. Like, it was the kind of thing that just kind of stood out ever since the beginning, ever since the very first flight. It just didn't feel right. I had to myself that it was off. People were like, "Oh, you know nothing about Airbus. You're an armchair pilot. You don't know anything. You're wrong. It's perfect and stuff." I mean, if it were perfect, they wouldn't have fixed it. So I guess I was right after all. Like, I just felt it was wrong. It didn't feel right. It felt like it just didn't feel connected enough. Like, in a way, the airplane felt light, and it was not like you became one with the airplane, because the Airbus has this thing where you kind of feel like, on landing, especially, not like general hand flying, but especially when you're on final, short final and flare, the man machine relationship is just insane. You feel very connected. It's like it's part of you. The wings, the Airbus itself, it's like it's an extension of yourself. And it didn't feel like that. It felt disconnected, it felt weird, and I didn't quite like it. But thankfully they have worked on that. That's the promise, that it was reworked, and now it should feel and fly a lot more like the Airbus, like the real A320. Obviously, given it's a simulation, it's limited by, the many factors that, you know, revolve around the fact that it is a simulation in our real life, so it cannot never ever be just like the real thing. But if it gets closer, that's fantastic. So we're here at London Heathrow today, a very demanding airport, because I also want to take a look at performance, because we want to compare numbers. We want to see how decently it runs, all things considered. And my settings remain unchanged from the previous video from the SU10 beta, where I went through the settings. I've shown a little bit of performance. Now we're running the final SU10 with the new Fenix update. We're going to be checking out the update, which is the main point here, is just checking out the airplane itself. But performance is also going to be taken into account. So let's get started. I'm not sure about the frame rate, actually. Oh, look at that, 27. Not too bad. I mean, we're at Terminal 5 in Heathrow, which is very demanding. It is a massive terminal. It has a fully modeled interior, so one could expect it's a little tough. And sure enough, it is a little tough to run, but hey, we got this. We got this, boys. Let's get the airplane started first and foremost, obviously, because otherwise, oh god, it's a little bit laggy. But it's fine. Okay, the screens now start completely shut down, which I appreciate to an extent, because doing this every time can get very tiresome at one point, but this is how it's supposed to be. So yeah, great move, Fenix. Love it. Okay, so nav lights, we gotta arm that. We gotta arm the emergency lights, get the batteries going. The sounds were reworked as well, so it's not only the landing behavior, the takeoff behavior is also reworked. The VNAV was entirely rewritten, which is amazing. And the sound engine is just a lot better now. It's still kind of weird during cruise. I feel like, I don't know, I still prefer how the lab sounds on cruise. I could be biased, I don't know. But engine startup is perfect now, because you couldn't hear the engine startup at all. Now you can hear it just fine. If it sounds great, it sounds realistic. Once you're taxiing around, it also sounds amazing. But yeah. Okay, so let's get the IRS going before anything, and then once we wait for it to align, I'm just gonna load up the flight plan. and we're gonna fly around the airport with the drone camera for a little bit, see what's up as we wait for the alignment stuff. So first of all, let me just make sure the settings carried through, because they say they fixed that. It's saving the settings now. It should be saving the settings. Fingers crossed it did in fact save my settings. Oh my god, it didn't. It was under save default and it didn't save. Okay, that's very sad. Actually very sad. I'm gonna cry. Okay. It's whatever. Wow. I didn't know they didn't have brake fans. That's kind of sad. I would hope they'd have it as a feature, but they don't. Wow. Disappointing, British Airways. That's very disappointing. Quite the letdown right there. Okay. Wow. Let's load up flight plan first. Unit request, and obviously we're gonna go over here as well. Oops, wrong E right there. TSU. We got a ATC, not ATC. Geez, AOC, not ATC. Then ATC request. Oh my god, what am I doing? Flight in it. What am I doing? Jesus. Flight number, I don't remember. Departure should be departing at 8:25, I think. Yeah, that should be about right. 8:25. 8:15. 8:15. We're flying to Glasgow. Today is a classic flight from 2003. Courtesy of Flight Sim Dispatch, Flight Dispatch, something like that. It's a very handy software where you can look up old flights for different kinds of aircraft. Like there's a bunch, and you pick the one you want. Like I want A320 flights only, or I want A300 flights. I want 777, 767. It's gonna give you a list of real flights and year, departure time, arrival, and so on. It's pretty handy. Okay, so 10:17 is a QNH today. So here we go. 10:17 and 17. Like so. Press this baby. The fridge. It's thing. So we got 7 minutes until alignment. That's gonna take a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go file a brief, see the runway that we're gonna be departing from, and I'll plot it into the MCDB. Obviously, and the flight number as well, which I forgot. It's British Airways 1476. So BAW 1476. There you go. Cost index is gonna be 35 for today's flight, and cruise level is 360, flight level 360. Initial climb. We're gonna be climbing to 6,000. I think that's it in Britain. I'm flying offline today because I don't want to bother. And it's 6,000, or is it 7? I think it's 6. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm flying offline anyway. Wind request. Let's do that. And wow, HF1 fitted. What does that mean? Is it VHF1? Is it? You know, high frequency one. I don't know what HF1 fitted means, honestly. If anyone can enlighten me. Okay, departure. We're gonna be taking runway 27 right. Okay, so 27 right, and lat 1F. Okay, F to pay respects, because there's no. I've flown it like maybe 3 times already since the update. First flight was a disaster because I was not paying attention to the landing itself. I was using the drone camera to take some pictures, and then I realized I was right above the runway already. Switched back. It was kind of too late. Just slammed it out. Second landing was amazing. It was into Phoenix. The RNAV into 7 right. Perfect landing. Butter. It was like minus 16 something. Felt amazing. And then I got very confident. I assumed, oh my god, I learned it. I know how to land this thing now. It's perfect. Landing behavior is just like I would expect. It's a dream coming true, but not really. Not really. Suffice it to say, I slammed it down in, I Pacific, LA. It was terrible. It's just terrible. I'm still like coming to, still learning in a way, like how to deal with the different behavior, how the airplane behaves as a whole. Like it feels a lot closer to the labs now in a way. So it feels familiar, but at the same time it does not. It's hard to explain. Like it's very confusing. Very, very confusing because it has the weight now. You can definitely feel like it's a heavy airplane, especially when it's loaded. And Microsoft Flight Sim adds a lot of the whole turbulence thing on final, which you didn't have them prepared without like real turb. I mean, default prepared was easy peasy, didn't matter. You could have like 40 knots crosswind, no problem, easy. Microsoft Flight Sim, on the other hand, any sort of crosswind, even if it's just like 5-6 knots, you can kind of feel it. It's challenging enough as it is, which adds up to the whole experience, makes it very tricky. And combined now with the physics, with the landing behavior, which was far from ideal, it was not fun. I was having a hard time being consistent, which I could be very consistent with the labs, and then once I went over to Fenix, I couldn't find that kind of consistency. It didn't matter how much I tried, I would still fail a lot on being consistent, which was quite annoying because I do appreciate consistency, you know. Even if I'm consistently bad, I mean, at the very least, I'm being consistent, you know. And with the Fenix, it was like I would butter, and then I would slam it, and then slam it again, then I would butter, 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 slam, slam, butter. There was no consistency whatsoever, which was bad. Because like with the labs, I could butter, 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 butter. Like during my prime, there was one time I did 4 rotations in a day, and the 4 landings were the same landing rate. It was like a 48 something. So like 4 rotations, then I got the very same landing rate. Same landing rate, same G-force, around the same speed as well, on all of them, 4 times. That was like peak consistency, and it felt amazing. And then I went over to the Fenix, and it just, I don't know, like at first, like initially I was having a lot of luck with it. Like I got amazing landings, and then on the second day I was slamming it down already. I didn't know what was going on. I got very frustrated, and I assumed it could be the sensitivity and stuff, but it was not. It was just very frustrating, suffice to say. Okay, let's go to the external camera. Hopefully if it doesn't crash. The jetway didn't connect. That's not nice, but it's okay. I mean, we don't have GSX anyway, so it's not like the passengers... it's not like we have passengers to begin with. It doesn't really matter, does it? Let's get zoomed in a tad and just fly around the airport, I guess. So here's Terminal 5, a lovely G-Bush. Classic, built in 1989, MSN 40 something, I think. And it was retired in 2010, late 2010. And in January, it flew over to Gatwick for storage. And there it sat for quite some time until 2013, where it got destroyed finally. Scrap. Look at this thing though. Beautiful. Royal Mail. Oh god, look at this. Look at this. The paint's just amazing. What a fantastic livery. What a fantastic paint job. Look at that. All the cracks. You can really tell it's an old airplane. It really screams old. This whole thing covering. It said backing something. I don't remember what. But it was backing blah 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 blah. Whatever. Now it doesn't. They covered it for some reason. It's probably something that just, you know, got outdated. Politics related. I'm not sure. But yeah. Overall, a very nice model. As much as, like, back in the day, I didn't quite like how it flared, how it flown. It was quite frustrating. Looking at it was always amazing, at the very least. Like, look at that. It's amazing. Quite the model. Very, very well made. Very, proportions seem spot on and stuff. It's just great to look at. And all the wear and tear that. Look at this. Like, it's the kind of thing that you didn't really see back in the prepared days. You know? Or even explain for the matter, so it's quite a step up. But let's get into the terminal. Drink coffee at Nero. Italian coffee, nice. Lovely monitors without anything on them. That's great. Just about great. We have a nice visual of the airplane down below. Lovely terminal here. Wow, look at that. Never been to Heathrow in real life. I want to at one point. Looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Big airport. And we go. Oh, wow! The underground, forbidden underground. Let's see, what do we have here? Elevators. Ooh, another narrow. You understand the full picture without seeing what lies beneath. That's nice. Wow. Better questions. Getting a better working. One can hope. There's no hope for the world anymore. You can try. It's lost. It is long lost. Okay. We've spent enough time looking at the terminal. So now back to the airplane we go. Still boarding. Almost there. Almost there. But, oh my god. Frames, what's going on? Oh. Jeez, 95% usage. That was not happening before. I'm very confused. It's using 99%. What? That's... I'm using DLSS, so I'm very confused right now. Very confused. It shouldn't be happening, I guess. But it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Okay, 27 right for departure. We wait for the boarding to complete. It's completed. Amazing. 61.1 from 0 fuel weight. Let's put that in. So 61.1. And then what is the CG? The CG is 30.3. So we put that down as well. Like so. Amazing. And the fuel block. What is the fuel block? We have 5.5 kilograms inside. Tons. 5.5 thousand kilograms, I mean. Okay, so now let's get the nose working signs, the seatbelt. Let's start the APU because we gotta push back. Getting late. It's fun. The range stopped and then the GPU usage just kind of skyrocketed, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure anymore. Maybe we should lower my settings. I mean, frame rate's tolerable, I guess. Now it's back to normal. It's 27. Free, you know, acceptable. I would say it's not the end of the world. It's really not. But yeah, I mean, considering it's Heathrow and it's somewhat playable, because like before, if I were to run it natively without DLSS, just kind of load in ultra settings, that wouldn't work. I mean, I'm running ultra settings mostly and 100% LOD, so Heathrow and ultra just doesn't, it's not a great marriage. It would be stutter fast. It would be terrible. And like I'm talking about, like trying to move the camera and everything just kind of freezing. every now and then, like when you look back at a game, just kind of, you know, even with the LSS, it still happens, like you can kind of feel it's not perfect, you know, there's a little bit of stirring, but it's not bad. I mean, it's playable. It's pretty much on par with what you would get like in prepared, basically. It's a big airport, there's just no way around that, you know. Big airports aren't going to be demanding. It just is what it is. Okay, APU bleed is on. Then we get the external power off, and the vehicle lights are light. Because we gotta push. Oh, I forgot one thing, a very important thing, as a matter of fact. I forgot the performance. So 27 right. Force toga, no. Flaps 1. Anti-ice packs are on. Runway wet. We have a very wet runway today. And cockpit light. Let's see what it's going to tell us. 141, 152, 154. Okay. There we go. 154. And the takeoff shift is 0 because we got it all the way down there, no problem. So 1 down, 0, 4. So you don't have to put it down, but put it down to remember the trim, because I forget if I know. So I just, you know, put it there. It's whatever. If it doesn't matter. It's something I didn't know at first. I was assuming you had to put it down, but it's just like a reminder in a way, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Okay, let's get your spawner on. Parking brakes are off. Oh, push back. There we go. There he is. So VORs today. Oh no, that was not what I wanted. Not AGF. No. Click spot. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, switch back. And listen to the amazing engine startup sounds, which are so much better than before, because you couldn't actually hear the startup from the cockpit, which is wrong. You should be able to hear it. It's subtle, but it is there, so you should be able to hear it. But Microsoft, Fenix was like, nah, you shouldn't hear it. Alright, so let's start up a little bit there, and then bingo, bongo, bish, bosh, bosh. Here's the engine startup. Just this engine's thing. It's madness. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's coming to life. I just realized though, because I had to change the volume levels so that my microphone is not muffled by the game sounds, so you probably won't be able to hear it fully. That was not very smart for me, but they're dour, you know, complete muffling. So it is what it is. But just try and picture like the best kind of Airbus engine startup sounds. That's pretty much what you get there. It sounds amazing. It sounds really good. So engine 1 coming online. Oh my god, hold up. We gotta, where's ground services? We gotta turn. Oh boy. Okay, that was just in time. Forgot. Alright, it's a car today here. Shift B. Proper pushback when? Okay, here's the parking brake. Oh, that was a problem. Predictive wind shear on auto. There we go. Shouldn't be complaining anymore. Then we have a 0-4 down right there. And what else? Wagons. Oh, where? There. Amazing. Okay, so it is. Engines are available. Flaps 1. Ground spoilers are armed. Taxi lights are on. APU bleed coming off. 80. And also the APU master switch also coming off. And the Microsoft thing shouldn't be there. Why are you there, Microsoft thing? Okay. So, auto brake packs. And we're all good to go. It's raining again. Is it? Yes, it is raining again. Very subtle rain, but it is indeed raining. Drizzle, you could say, instead of rain. But yeah, it is there, even is subtle. Okay, parking brake coming off. We're gonna start taxi. Should wait a good like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but the video is gonna be very long if we really about it. Oh my, listen to that. Listen to that spool up. Even because it can only actually hear the engines. So we're around like 40%. We wouldn't hear at 28%. It would be quite a silent taxi, which felt odd because you would expect, you know, to hear it. If you're used to anything like FS Labs, even the Aerosoft one, Flight Factory, they all sound. They all have that very characteristic whine, even under low power settings, which were not there on the Fenix for some reason. I don't know if it's a bug or if they were like, oh, that's how it should be. Hopefully not. Maybe it's not a case, and they just added that because people complain. They were like, oh, that's how it should be. I don't know. Maybe because I've never been actually inside of a cockpit. I mean, I've been inside an Airbus cockpit, but not during taxi or nor during engine startup or anything. I'm not really sure if you can hear it or not, but I assume you could because the airplane is not that long. Honestly, it does not isolate the sound that efficiently. So I would be surprised if you're not actually able to listen to the engine start up. I would be very surprised because it's what A321 is like 45 meters long, isn't it? So the Airbus A320 would be what, 35, 36, 37 meters long, 37, 38, I don't know, something like that. It's not that long. You should be able to hear it. The engines are loud. So it doesn't make sense to me that I really hope it was just a bug, because it doesn't make sense at all how they would assume that's the case. Or I don't know, if they really made it so we can hear just that it caters to what people want instead of what is the actual realistic behavior. I'm very confused now. What could it be? Real pilots answer that one. That would be an interesting question right there. And look at how well it's running now. Like, I'm surprised. It's 26 FPS, which might not seem like much, but hey, reminder: London Heathrow, ultra settings, cloudy. Yes, I want to say the word because you know. Gotta keep it family friendly, but you know what I mean. Like, oh, look at how cloudy it is. It's running okay. All things considered, it's a bit of a fast taxi today. I know. Going kind of like southwest, you know. Gotta hurry up because of the. I don't want the video to be way too long, as it usually is. Like most of my Airbus videos are very long. I want to kind of make it a wee short, so let's rush. Again, this is not how it's done. I'm not following any taxi trucks or anything. I'm just kind of, you know, YOLOing it around, which you should not do. Should not do that. But anyway. We're gonna have the takeoff, the initial climb to 10,000 feet, and that will be the end of the video. It's not a full flight. It's just kind of, you know, checking out the update, things that are important to check out, quality of life stuff, the new sounds to an extent, because then again, the sounds are not maxed out on the recording for reasons, but you can kind of have an idea, I assume. You know, it's probably 50% how great it sounds. And also my opinions on the landing behavior, which born kappa, as if, just kidding, but you know, it's that kind of input that probably you want. You know, what has changed? Oh, landing behavior. Okay, so how is that? How is that new landing behavior? How good is it, or how bad is it? How useful is it? Compared to what it was before, I can say it's a lot better. Like, I can safely say, without a shadow of doubt, that it is in fact an improvement. I'm not used to it yet, but I feel like I can get used to it. Very much unlike the previous one, which I didn't feel confident whatsoever. I never felt like, hey, I can get used to this, because it was so random, so unpredictable that it just, you know, I didn't feel safe flying it. It didn't inspire any sort of confidence. You know, sometimes it would work, sometimes it would not work out, and there was no actual technique that could work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. I'm not really sure if that's how it's supposed to be. Probably not. Hey, what do I know? Right, let's stop right here. Get this boy. First of all, TRA. Let's assume we're cleared. There's no nice to go. Stick it up. All lined up. Oh boy, that was aggressive. Sorry, passengers, that was not what I planned. Wet runway, I forgot to hit. Hold up. Let's idle the engine first, because then it doesn't move. Go. Alright, and then hit TO config. Should have paid attention to that. Now we hold the brakes. Let's go to 50%. Just listen to it. Just listen to it. It's amazing. Alrighty. So 50% right there. We'll start rolling. And oh, listen to that. Off we go. Off to Glasgow. Big moment. The Brexit. Let's go. Doing it, boys. Reporting England. Oh my god. Irritated people. Let's pretend that didn't happen, okay? Completely safe. Completely safe. Nothing to worry about. I totally didn't do that. Totally. Just do that. Terrible. Okay. Adios. That was fun. Oh my god. Shit. did I do? What's that? Fine. It's what? 6,000. It's flying off light so I can clear myself. And clear to fly. Let's see how that was. But yeah. So far, I'm very happy with the update, other than not actually saving my settings, because as you can see, what I wanted to save, like I wanted the barrel should be linked, but it didn't link, which, I mean, it's not a major problem per se. It's not like your head's gonna fall if you change it every time you go there. Just make sure to link it yourself. It's not the end of the world, but it would be nice. It would be nice if it actually stayed, because it's such a minor thing, and everyone does it fine. Every other airplane add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim that has the option, that offers the option to link them, it works. And then Fenix doesn't. It's confusing because it's supposed to be, it's said to be the cream of the crop, like the best there is. I'm not saying it's not the best there is, but you know, one would expect some standards to be met. It's, you know, with great systems, with great fidelity comes great responsibility, comes great expectations, which should be met. I mean, you would expect them should be met. Doing the basic stuff like saving the setting, which it is not doing. It doesn't save it, but it's whatever. It's really just a minor thing. 6,000. Let's change that, because I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to. I want to climb like a rocket. Come on. Yeah, no restrictions. No restrictions today. It's unusually calm day out of Heathrow. Nobody flying in or out. No traffic. Just myself. Me, myself, and I. So like, I'm just gonna allow myself to climb, because that's what it is. Kind of sad about mess up on the takeoff. No, I think not. Here, God. Out of Southern Church, and just get off the ground, I guess. Well, it's not like you can change the past. It happened. There's no tonight. The ground temperatures, though, it's all good. And Britain. There's an airport down below. Probably an Air Force base, judging by the shape. It seems like that triangular shape. Yeah, there's probably another grass runway forming a triangle, because the position, like the way the runway heading is just kind of odd. It implies there is another, you know, I forgot to turn off taxi light right after takeoff as well. So, I get so distracted whenever I'm recording. I hate it. Because when I'm just flying by myself, I do everything like a pro, perfect, no problem. I hit record and things just kind of get very sloppy. Ooh, rain. How about that? Okay. So like I said, I was not going to be recording the entire flight, and I'm not going to be recording the entire flight. It was just that little setting up, taxi, taking off, lots of reveling about the airplane itself, what I think of it so far. I'm going to be making a full-blown review shortly. You know, from now. had enough time to fix it. Like that's the first major update that said to fix a lot of the issues, that said to make it a better airplane. So like it released in May now, I think. It wasn't in May, 20th of May, something like that. So it's been a while now. They have more than enough time for September. So it's been almost 5 months already since it came out. More than enough time to fix. It's not fair. Like it's their first product. It's their first airplane. So it is not fair to expect it to be perfect from the get-go. Obviously, things are not going to go according to plan. Certain stuff's going to be broken. It's not going to be perfect. It takes a little time to iron out stuff. I feel like they had that time to iron things out. They had a time to get it perfected, you know. So I feel like maybe it's now time to actually review it. Like really look at it, you know. If there's anything wrong, if there's any defect, like actually cannot sugarcoat stuff anymore. Because it's past that phase. Like it's past, oh, it just came out, it's their first thing, it's their first time developing an airplane, the patient, and all. They had time, you know. There's no sugarcoating anymore, so I'm gonna be making that review eventually without sugarcoating. So the stuff that annoys me, I'm gonna talk about it. I don't care. They had time, and more than enough time to fix. Thankfully, though, from what I've seen so far, it seems like a very solid update all around. It seems a lot more mature in so many ways. So maybe there won't be much to roast them about. You know, really won't be much to be roasting them about. But I've seen some things, not that I witnessed, like not that happened to myself. Oh, I forgot to constrain. Now things that happened with me, but I've seen other streamers having some issues, which are a little kind of questionable, considering it's supposed to be high fidelity. It's like something behaviors that shouldn't be there. If it's study level, if it's meant to be study level, because they don't like the word study level, so high fidelity. But even so, it's that kind of behavior that you don't expect, that kind of thing. So I'm going to be testing that out as well by myself, just to make sure. And if it's really the case, then I guess I gotta be a little harsh. But all in all, so far, I'm happy with it. The thing I didn't like about it was the landing behavior, which I wasn't flying off, so it was frustrating. Overall, it just was not. Landing is a huge part of the whole experience myself. Like, I feel like, you know, there's nothing better than ending the day with a nice breeze or a nice flutter. And it was just not something you could regularly do with the Fenix. Like, it was a little bit of hit or miss. It just felt frustrating more than anything. But now it seems like it's not a case anymore now that they've worked it. So, because that was really the only thing that was annoying me about the airplane, because I didn't feel that connection. I didn't feel like I was becoming one with the airplane. And now it does seem a lot more connected, a lot more, you know, the man-machine kind of thing. It is there. It feels like it is there, because I have not flown it enough. Like I said, I've done like 3 flights so far. This is going to be the flight number 4. So I really have not had enough time to judge. But from my understanding, from my gut feel so far, it does look a lot better and definitely, like, that update saved it in so many ways, so many more ways than one. It's amazing. Like, combine that with SU-10, which saved flight sim and made it so much more stable. Performance gains with deep learning, super sampling. It is all like heading the right way. It feels like that, you know. Like the sim platform as a whole has matured. Getting airplanes now, we're getting the. I mean, we have the PMDG already, 737, we have the A320, we have the Leonardo, the MD-82, we have DC-6, yeah, I guess if it counts. We have upcoming airliners, soon TM, which are going to be enlarged already. Decently sized fleet. It's looking good. It's looking really good. And the more I fly Microsoft Flight Sim, the harder it is to go back to prepare and stuff. Not because of the visuals anymore. Because I was never much of a visual kind of. I never cared. Never really cared about graphics. That's why I was still flying prepared until not long ago. But now with the LSS, the fact that I can fly a Microsoft Flight Sim with lower temperatures than I can fly prepared next plane, it is just mind-blowing because I'm concerned about temperatures. I worry way too much about temperatures actually. And the fact that I can have low temperatures and nice visuals, yeah, that's... Then yeah, maybe I care about visuals because my priority list goes like temperature, #1, then visuals. So if I can combine, if I can have lower temperatures and visuals, that's amazing. If I have like visuals they are never on top. So if I have to like, you know, make my GPU cry, scream, and work at 99% so that I can get the visuals, then it's not that interesting. But if I can get the nice visuals and keep my load and my temperatures low, that's fantastic. That's like hyper convenient. But that's very much the case with Microsoft Flight Simulator now, which makes me want to fly more and more and more because it's lighter than prepared. It is lighter than explained. Performance around bigger airports worse, far worse. But when it comes to like minor airports, it's just wow. It's not even a comparison. Cruise, especially, like the GPU is just vibing. Maybe like 5 degrees above idle temperature, which is insane. Just 5 degrees. They're at prepared where I would get like around 70 times, even worse, like during golden hours, especially, it would be working at 80% load. Now I can cruise around 40% load, 85% load, locked to 30 FPS, which is crazy. I mean, look at this, 64 degrees, 54% load. Amazing visuals, you know, it's just mind-blowing. It's something that I would never ever imagine or think that it would be possible at one point. But anyway, I think we're almost at cruise at this point, which, I mean, it's obvious it's not a thought, but yeah, I think we've been going for far too long now, so maybe it's time to say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and on to more flights with the Fenix, so that I can make the review and then finally share all that I think about it and all the things that the good, the bad, terrible, hopefully more good than bad. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Comment sections right down below. Feedback is much appreciated, don't be shy. And I just realized I didn't really listen to the previous feedback. The guy was like, your videos or Airbus videos are far too long, you know, edit the video, cut things out. I feel like it takes away from the experience, you know, you just, it takes away from the grind, from the whole thing that is setting up the airplane. And, and there was so much to talk about as well. So I hope you guys understand that. But I didn't want to cut because it's kind of hard to keep the train of thought going if it's not within a long span video. If you have to shorten it out, it just gets complicated because I don't follow the script. So I just kind of hit record and speak my mind. And if I have a limited time to do that, if it's like a, you know, a constrained window, it's just not, I don't like it, you know. I enjoy the freedom to just kind of speak my mind, and when I feel like I've said enough, okay, that's it, that's the end of the video, that's how it goes, you know. I find it easier to get the point across, you know, that way, when there's no restrictions. You just kind of, you know, YOLO it. When you feel like it's enough, it's enough. And you got it, eh? But yeah, I see you guys soon. Bye bye, take care, everyone.